Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a simple rock paper scissors game in Python. Here's how it works. The user inputs either rock, paper or scissors and the computer chooses it randomly. When either the computer or the player's score is 5, the game ends. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. Let's start by importing the random library in Python so that we can make random choices for the computer. Now let's make a list called options for this game. Then square brackets, rock, paper and scissors. This list called options now holds 3 items, rock, paper and scissors that are strings. Now let's tell the user when someone will win. First to 5 wins. Now let's make 2 variables, player score and comb score, both set to 0 to keep track of the score. Now let's create a while loop, which is a condition control loop, and it runs until the condition we are now defining here is true. The condition will be player score is not equals to 5 and computer score is also not equals to 5, then print, and now a variable player equals input rock, paper or scissors. Dot lower. In this line, the variable player will contain an input from the user by this method, and this part of the line returns the string that the user will input as lowercase. Now let's make another loop, while loop, while player not in options, which means if the input by the user is not one of the options, rock, paper or scissors, then we repeat this part. So we copy and paste it. But remember, we also need to indent it by pressing the tab key so that it is inside this while loop, not this one. After this while loop, let's make another variable, comb, which will be the option for the computer, random.choice options. Random.choice will return an element from the specified list options so that the comb variable will contain a random option from rock, paper or scissors. Now we print what the computer chose and we join it using a plus sign. Because remember, we use plus sign to join 2 strings. This is called concatenation. If there were different data types, for example a string and an integer or a float, then we would have used a comma. But these are 2 strings, so we will use a plus sign. Now let's make a decision part. If statement. If player equals rock and comb equals paper, then the computer score will increase by 1 and we print that the computer scores. We do this 7 times, making every possibility. Now for this last if statement, we write if player equals comb or comb equals player, then print draw. No one scores. This means that if the player's option is the same as the computer's option, for example, player chose rock and the computer also chose rock, then no one scores. It's a draw. Now, let's print computer score equals. Now remember, we are using comma here because there are two different data types. One is a string and the other one is an integer. And in the next line, we print your score equals player score, so that the player knows what the computer score is and what his score is or her score is after each turn. Now we make another if statement. After the first while loop, if player score equals 5, then the player wins. Else, if the computer score is 5, then print the computer wins. Now if you run the program, we input rock, paper or scissors, and the computer chooses it randomly, once a scissors and other 2 times paper, and the score increases correctly. Now if you make a mistake and miss a letter, it will ask you again until you write one of the options, rock, paper or scissors. The game continues until either the computer or the player scores a 5. And there's a grammar mistake, so let's change the 1 to an exclamation mark and remove the S here. Okay, so I have played the game with the computer and the program is working perfectly. If you enjoyed this video or learned something new today, then please give this video a like and subscribe too. If you have any questions, then comment them below. I'll try to reply them as soon as possible. Don't forget to click the notification bell and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. See ya.